So here's the thing. You are currently doing something that you don't enjoy. It brings you stress. It brings you tension. It makes you feel stuck. It makes you feel uninspired. Perhaps you have been doing it for a while and you're just like, okay, like I'll continue doing it. But you feel suffocated to a degree. And you feel like there's something else that you could be doing. And maybe you already know what it is that you want to do. Maybe you don't exactly know what it is that you want to do. It's like the how part. It could be a number of things in between. And maybe you have purchased something online, coaching, or you've talked to someone and you try to figure out, okay, well, how can I take that step from where I am to where I want to be? And it feels like such a huge jump. And this is where it becomes about identity. It becomes about identity because as you learn more, you think that you are giving yourself more ammo. You think that you're pushing yourself forward and you're just going to know more. But in reality, you're creating more distance between how you perceive yourself now as someone who feels stuck and unmotivated and all of those things versus someone who's actually doing the thing. When that step, that bridge, that distance is not as great as it seems, because anything that you are looking at that feels like it's hard or feels like, oh my God, like I couldn't do that. It's going to take me forever to do that. I'm not going to get there. Anything that feels that large, it really isn't. And you can shrink that by saying, okay, who is the person that I need to be in order to do that thing? For example, in my case, I have been doing the same thing, a lot of the same things. I mean, it requires a lot of different things, career coaching and consulting and working in the education space. I have been doing that for about a decade. And then I was tired of working with the demographic that I was. It was finance, a lot of finance bros, a lot of, people who had a particular background, but I always got really excited when I got to work with a woman who wasn't getting paid enough and I got to help her make more money, or someone who was a new grad who maybe was the first in their family to go to college, and I was also the first in my immediate family to go to college, and I was lost in a lot of ways in terms of, well, what degree do I get and how do I use it and what do I want to do? And I didn't even think about a lot of those things until I actually got into the space. So when I was helping people and working people through these transitions and pivots in their life, the things that I noticed were a lot of people who had similar backgrounds to me, they had incredible skills. They had incredible and amazing skills, but they felt like they needed my permission or someone's permission to say, oh yeah, like you actually are doing, I just had a client last week who was doing the same thing and getting paid twice as much as you. And you should really, advocate for yourself. You should speak up for yourself. And I hate the title of a career coach because that's only one part of it, because it's the same thing that applies to when you're making money online through offering coaching or offering your services or teaching something online. It comes down to being aware, being so honest and genuinely aware of what do people get from being in your orbit. What do people get? And it could be a number of things. And that is why it is so important to have an honest reflection of who it is that you are, because you don't even know the impact that you're making on people. You don't know that when people are around you, they feel so inspired and they feel lucky to be around you. And that is at the meat of what I teach, how to get more in alignment with yourself. And I want everybody who is feeling lost and stuck, that the very first place that you need to start is sitting with yourself. Maybe it's taking a piece of paper and a pen, and for a day, I want you to, it's like a 3-day project, right? For one day, I want you to write down the things that people compliment you on, people ask you for. What do people say about you? You can either go out of your way to get this, or you can just reflect on it. The next day, I want you to be aware of what your thoughts are around yourself. And I want you to correct it into something that is more honest and true. Something that's not just subjective. Like you're not just saying, oh, I'm not that good, or I'm not blah, blah, blah. Forget it. The second day, I really want you to be honest with what your thoughts are about yourself, and I want you to correct it. The third day, what I want you to do is to actively start correcting your thoughts around your skills and yourself and how you see yourself in the future. I'm telling you, after these 3 days, then you will recognize all of the ways in which you have contributed to where you are, and you'll shorten the gap between where you currently are and where you want to be. So for a deeper dive and workshops on this very thing, join the Digital Income Club. This is where I get to have workshops with you, where you have the opportunity to have that accountability and to connect with other people that are also on that same journey with you. You can find the details in the bio, in the description below.